Hello everyone, I'm very glad that you could join. My name is Dr. Sasha Pesic, and I'm one of the founders of Vladam and also its current CTO. With me on this call is also Ognjen Nikovic, our CEO. Ognjen, could you wave to the crowd? Thanks. And while I will talk about the technical aspects of the platform, Ognjen will walk you through pricing and upcoming features we're planning for 2022. So first of all, let me briefly introduce Vladam, the platform that you're currently seeing on your screens. Vladam is a fully automated AI-based cryptocurrency trading platform. And briefly, there are three main aspects I would like to underline when talking about Vladam. First of all, Vladam is a non-custodial solution. That means we never hold our customers' funds. To trade with Vladam, you would connect the account you have on one of the exchanges we support via an API key. And this API key only needs to have the permission to trade, never to withdraw or transfer funds. Second, Vladam offers a plethora of trading strategies. So there's something on the platform for every user. It offers trading strategies for both the spot and derivatives market and supports 3 exchanges at the moment: spot trading on CoinbasePro and derivatives trading on Binance and BitMEX. Vladam supports trading with 4 trading pairs at the moment, and these are 4 cryptocurrencies. And these are BTC, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. It offers flat long, flat short, and short log trading strategies for multiple pair and exchanges. So truly, there is something on the platform for every user. And thirdly, Vladam offers fair pricing with no fixed monthly fees. Now, before we proceed with the technical aspects of the platform, I'm curious to know, and you can respond in chat or unmute yourselves briefly, what exchanges do you use for trading and what trading strategies do you use? Personally, I use all of these exchanges and all of the types of trading strategies. I do flat long, I do flat short, I do short long with leverages and without leverages. So personally, I do all of them on all of the exchanges, and that's something that's always good to diversify your portfolio on multiple sides, right? It's fine. It will pop up anyway during the presentation, and I'm gonna ask a couple of more questions, just because I'm curious to get to know you all a bit better. But let's go on, and then we'll come back to this later. So anyway, with the rest of the webinar, we'll give you an extensive overview of the platform and walk you through the steps of setting up a strategy on CoinbasePro exchange. But we will also look at Binance and BitMEX. Of course, Ognjen and me will take questions at the end of this webinar for 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so let me let's start. Let's not waste any more time. Feel free to write in the chat at any point. I'll try to keep my eyes on the chat, although it's not focused on my screen. But then I'm just gonna come back a couple of times and look at the messages. So feel free to really or unmute yourselves, ask questions, write in the chat anything that pops in your mind. So let me. This is the website that you see when you land on the platform, and now I'm gonna. When you log into the platform, you go to a screen that looks like this. So it's gonna show you your currently active trading strategies first. I don't have any currently. And the place on the platform that we want to start with are the supported strategies, and this page shows you every strategy that Vladam supports and that you could start trading in the next 3 minutes, because it's very, very simple to set up a trading strategy with Vladam. As I've said before, and as you will see here, there are many trading strategies, and all of the results that you see on this page represent the performance of these trading strategies for the past year. Now, you will notice that some strategies perform better than others, but be aware that this does not mean that they will continue to outperform those others going forward. And seeing the results on a 1-year span, and of course looking at different charts and numbers here, gives you a very good understanding how a particular trading strategy works or how it has worked in the past. Now, when you land on this page, first of all, you want to choose a trading strategy starting from a certain point. So these are filters that enable you basically to narrow down your choice of trading strategies. So let's say that you want to trade on Binance. So there's a filter for selecting one of these 3 exchanges. Then next, you can say that you want to trade with, let's say, Ethereum futures, Bitcoin futures, Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash futures. So let's say that we want to trade with Litecoin futures. Finally, or actually it's not the last one, but you select position type here. So basically, Vladam offers flat long position type. So basically, we execute long trades and then close those long trades. On flat short, we execute short trades and then close those short trades. And when you trade short long, you're actually always exposed. So once a long position is open, when we close that long position, we immediately open a short position and vice versa. So that means being trading with a short long trading strategy position type. So let's select short long here. So and these are the strategies that bring you the highest returns, obviously, because you're always exposed. That means that you can at all times earn, right? And trading types, spot and derivatives. For Binance, we trade only derivatives with Vladam, and for CoinbasePro, we offer spot trading. So essentially, we want to see the derivatives. And as you can see, you can filter out more than, I think at the moment, 220 something strategies. So there's literally something for everyone here, whether you want the highest returns, or you're comfortable with a certain level of risk, or you prefer some exchanges to other exchanges or trading pairs. There's something for you on the platform. The next thing that I wanted to do with you here, once you know now how to look at different supported strategies, and of course I did not scroll down, but you'll see that there are many for the filters we have selected. There are quite a few strategies, and these are always separated by a line here. And scrolling down, there's going to be a list of different strategies that you can view from here on. Anyway, what I wanted to do next with you is go through one of such trading strategy and then explain what are all of these numbers that you can see on the page, because for some users this this might be a bit overwhelming. So we'll go through one of these and then explain everything that's basically shown here, how to read these data and what do they mean. And then later on, we're going to proceed to set up a trading strategy so that you can see it's very, very simple with Vladam. And you can start trading from choosing your trading strategy to its activation. It's less than 2 minutes, honestly. But let's focus on this one. So at every when you filter out your trading strategies, they're going to be listed, and then you can go through each one of them and look for the best strategy for you. This particular trading strategy we're looking at right now is a Litecoin derivative trading strategy with a short-long. It's a short-long trading strategy. That means it's always in position, and it's traded on Binance. So the first thing that pops up here is our monthly revenue profile, and this is looking at 1 year back. So these are the returns that were there in December 2020 for this particular trading strategy. And it's very important to underline here that this is a real simulation of trading on Binance 1 year ago. So if you had started in 1st of November 2020 and finished at 1st of December 2020 and finished 1st of December 2021, these are the real monthly returns that you would have if you had traded on Binance. And these include all of the trading fees and all of the other types of fees that Binance and other exchanges incur when you trade with them. So these are all realistic numbers. They're not numbers that come before applying fees or something else. So these are real returns and losses that we have experienced while trading with this trading strategy. So looking at the monthly revenue profile, you can see that this strategy handled the December of last year very well, and the rest of the months basically until July. And this is, amazing that there's only 1 month that was, negative. All of the others were positive. Even November, you've probably seen the market in November. It was very shaky, and in October, September as well. I mean, the whole year from July onwards was kind of shaky with ups and downs. So what you can see from this is that the strategy is capable of handling very different market scenarios, and that is good. Scrolling down, the next thing that's important when you're looking at the trading strategy, it's the daily revenue profile, and this shows you a graph of how much dollars you would earn if you had started with I'm trying to see it. So this is basically we started with $10,000, and after trading for a year, we ended up with almost a bit more than $500,000 dollars. And these are also, of course, shown here. So this is a ROI of more than 5,000% on a yearly basis. Another interesting graph to see is how these strategies perform daily. So these are the positive days, and these are the negative days. The percentage of positive days is always higher, and this is something that you can also see here. So it's always higher than the percentage of negative days, and that's important for the trading strategies as well. Since we already tackled kind of these key metrics, let's also go explain all of these. ROI, of course, is clear. That's the percentage of increase of your portfolio. The maximum drawdown is the largest drop in the portfolio that occurred during this 1 year. So, and this is something that actually did happen for this particular portfolio in the last year. So this doesn't mean that this is a drop of 40% from your initial investment. This could have happened anytime during the trading. So be aware also that this is a risk that you're taking if you're choosing this type of trading strategy. So this is a drawdown that occurred last year. It absolutely does not mean that it will occur next year, even half of it. But then we want to show this and be fully transparent so that you're also aware of the risks. Other important metrics here are the average drawdowns of trades that occurred, and then the median daily return. So basically, like every day on average, you earned 1.15%. And also relevant to see what are the number of trades. So this strategy had almost 200 trades. So either buy or sell signals occurred. So there were 200 of those. It's a moderate activity type of strategy, because we have strategies that have 300 or more, but we also have those that have 150 or less. So those would be strategies with like low activity. The risk is high. Basically, anything that's above 35 or so, we categorize as a risky strategy. And this one is definitely, the risk to reward ratio is very good, which we'll see below. But then it comes with risks. And now some more advanced additional metrics, like often investors or individual investors such as yourselves or other institutional investors want to know things like what is the Sharpe ratio, what is the Sortino ratio, and standard deviation and so on. Basically, Sharpe and Sortino ratios show you how good the risk to reward ratio for this particular investment is. And any Sharpe ratio that's larger than 1 and Sortino ratio that's larger than 1 is considered a very successful investment. And here you can see the thing that I've mentioned before. So all of these numbers, all of these ROIs, all of these real numbers include fees from the exchange, because Binance and any other exchange will charge you a 0.18 or 0.2 percentage per every trade based on the volume of that trade. So we include these charges in the backtesting mechanism. So these are the real earnings that you would have during this 1 year period. When you trade with Binance and BitMEX, you have the opportunity to select leverages, right? You can trade with leverages. So these back tests are made with leverages 1 in both long and short. So that means that basically you invest as much money as you have on the account. I'm gonna walk you through leverages a bit more when we try to set up a trading strategy, which we'll do right away, because there's no more there's no more time to waste here on these. Everything's clear. And of course, when you select a trading strategy, you're probably gonna go through a couple of these and then compare ROIs, compare the drawdowns, and of course select the one that's gonna work best for you. So let me show how easy it is to set up a trading strategy through Vladam. I'm just gonna come back to this page so that all of these reset. And I wanted to show you how to set up a strategy on CoinbasePro. For that, first, of course, I'm gonna need to add an API key from CoinbasePro to Vladam. You can also do this through the setup strategy wizard, but you can also do it, before you begin setting up your trading strategy, so that there's no distractions later on. To add an API key from CoinbasePro to Vladam, you'll go to the API keys page and then press add API key. And it's going to show you basically a very simple pop-up diagram. Excuse me. It's going to show you a very, very simple pop-up diagram of, you need to enter a couple of things. And let me show you where how you're doing that on Coinbase. So this is Ognion's Coinbase account, and we have a couple of portfolios here. What's good on Coinbase is that you can make up to 10 portfolios, and you can distribute different amount of funds to these portfolios, and each one of these portfolios is kind of considered as a separate account from Vladam perspective. What does this mean? This means that basically through Vladam you can create 10 different keys on Coinbase. On Coinbase you can create 10 different API keys, link them to 10 different portfolios, and then trade on all of these 10 portfolios with Vladam simultaneously. So this is very cool. That's why we support Coinbase, because of this amazing feature they have. On Binance and BitMEX, unfortunately, there's no option for you to make these kinds of like sub-accounts or portfolios, sub-portfolios. So that means that if you want to trade with Binance on Vladam, then the Vladam trading strategy is the only thing that can be operational on that Binance account. And the same goes with BitMEX. If you trade on Coinbase with Vladam, then you could, let's say, make a couple of portfolios and then designate this portfolio for Vladam and connect it to a trading strategy. And with the rest of your portfolios, you could do whatever you want. You could execute manual trades, you could trade yourselves or with a different trading strategy provider, whatever you want. So getting back to the topic, I wanted to show you where API keys are created in CoinbasePro. So I went into my portfolios. Where I wanted to go is the API. So you click on your user icon, you go through to API, and then once you're here, you select the portfolio that you wish to make an API key for and press a new API key, and it's going to walk you through a very simple wizard. There's an API key I already created for today's demo. And then when I created the API key here, I came back to Vladam and added this API key from CoinbasePro. As you can see, it's right here. So we can proceed with setting up a trading strategy. So to do that, I'm going to go to supported strategies wizard. And somehow there's already a CoinbasePro strategy waiting for me. It's trading Ethereum. It had fairly good performance, so I might just look through it briefly. And then if I want to set up this trading strategy, I can do it directly from this page here. So I would press set up a trading strategy. Everything is basically already pre-selected for me. I just have to give it a name. So let's call it Vladam Webinar Demo. And of course, everything's shown once again so that our users are sure that they did not make a mistake. And this is the first step. So you would select your trading strategy, your trading strategy model, and everything else here, and press next. Then you need to click on your API key that you want to use with this trading strategy. Again, press next. And finally, we're going to input a two-factor authentication code that you need to input for every major activity. And there's a couple of important things that I want to underline here. There are things that you can and cannot do when you trade with Vladam. First, from CoinbasePro perspective, if you've selected the Ethereum USD pair, make sure that this pair is supported for trading on your CoinbasePro account, because for different countries, different pairs are typically supported. So for some countries there might be Ethereum USDC, for some countries it might be Ethereum USD, for some countries there could be both. Second, make sure that all funds on your Coinbase portfolio strategy are in USD. So when you transfer funds to a designated portfolio on Coinbase, make sure that they're in United States dollars. Make sure you have enough funds. So let's say minimum 100 funds, 100 USD. And do not make, and this is very, very important. Once you start trading with Vladam, do not execute any orders manually on your account while you're trading with our solution. So if you want to do something manually, first come to Vladam, deactivate your trading solution, your trading strategy, and then do whatever you want on Coinbase with your funds. This also applies to withdraw depositing from the Coinbase portfolio. So if you want to deposit or withdraw funds, first stop the trading strategy on Vladam, do your deposit and withdraw, and then activate the strategy again. If any of these conditions are not met, our system will detect this as a potentially malicious activity, although you might just have not been aware of that you did something that's not allowed, and we will deactivate your trading strategy. So we will exit your positions and just notify you that your strategy has been deactivated for that and that reason. And this is often the mistake our users make. So they either execute some trades manually, or they don't have enough funds, or they tried to deposit or withdraw while the trading strategy is active, and then our system disabled the trading strategies, and they have to go through setting up a trading strategy again. And of course, as I've said, you can always use your other Coinbase Pro portfolios for trading as long as they are not linked to any active Vladam trading strategy. So if portfolio 1 is linked to Vladam, you can trade and do anything with portfolios 2, 3, and 4. And now before I finish, while reading this, I of course became aware of the fact that I did not select the correct trading pair, because in Serbia, when you register as a Serbian, you don't have the Ethereum USD pair, but you have the Ethereum USDC pair. So I'm gonna go back to step 1 and select the Ethereum USDC trading pair. This is of course flat long trading strategy, and now this is basically the same model, just with a different pair. And then let's give it a Vladam webinar, the same name. And these steps we already went through, and now what's left is for me to enter my two-factor code. So let me do that very quickly. Okay, press finish, and voila. You've set up your trading strategy, and be patient. There might not be a trade immediately in the next hour. There might not be a trade in the next week even. Sometimes, depending on the model, they hold some positions longer, so do not panic if there's nothing happening for a day, a couple of days, or a week. The system is working as it's intended to, and as soon as there's a signal generated by our AI model, something will happen on your account. All right? Good. So while we're on the topic of setting up trading strategies, I also wanted to show you how this would work for Binance or BitMEX. I'm not gonna set up the actual trading strategies, but just show you how the wizard would look like. And this is the wizard. If you start directly from the setup strategy wizard, last time, if you remember, we went directly from here, so we set up a trading strategy from looking at them. You can also go back to set up a trading strategy wizard and start from here. So let's say you want to trade derivatives, Ethereum futures, and on Binance, you want to do flat long, and you get a list of models that do this. So let's just give it a name. And you can select the leverage. Now by default, we select you the 0.75 leverage. And leverage trading is basically, leverage trading is a bit riskier than trading with with no leverage. However, anything with a leverage that's 1 or lower than 1, it's still considered not risky. Anything that's larger than 1, and the maximum that you could do with Vladam is 1.25, so that is still very conservative, considering that typically, let's say people trade with leverages more than 5. Leverages amplify your gains, but they also amplify your losses. So when selecting leverages, be very, very aware of that anything that's more than 1 basically increases your chance of losses, but also gains. So it works both ways. What I wanted to the rest of the process is very simple to the last time. The only thing that's gonna be different are these notes here. So for Binance Futures, and your Binance Futures account will be open. You will need to open Binance Futures after you open Binance. Make sure again that you do not have any open positions when you're activating a strategy on Vladam. So if you are already trading on Binance Futures, close all of your positions and come back to Vladam to set up a trading strategy. And again, this is then the same. Do not execute trades manually, and do not withdraw deposit without deactivating. And when trading with leverages, so on Binance and BitMEX, do not change your leverage manually on the exchange. Instead, go to Vladam, your active strategies, and you can edit the leverages there. Same goes for margin type. On Binance, you could have cross margin or isolated margin. Do not change that margin type in any way before deactivating your trading strategy on Vladam. Again, we will deactivate your strategy if anything from here is not all right. And of course, if you're trading with Vladam on Binance Futures, you can still use your Binance Spot and Binance Margin accounts for trading with anything you want, really. Going back, I'm just gonna change the exchange to BitMEX so that you can see what are some of the notes for BitMEX. So let's just go on, select an API key from BitMEX, and for this is really on the BitMEX side, but there has to be enough XBT to start trading, and this is 0.02 Bitcoin, so you have to have those minimum funds on BitMEX. Again, do not execute trades manually, do not hold any open positions, nor open positions while trading with Vladam. And rest is basically the same. So I'm just gonna quickly jump to Binance and BitMEX to show you where to make API keys. So on Binance, and this is my Binance account, go to your user icon here, go to API management, and create an API key from this wizard here. It's very, very simple. They will ask you a couple of questions here. If you're trading on BitMEX, you'll go to this small wallet icon, go to API keys, and then again create an API key from this wizard here. So from here on, it's very straightforward. Now, this basically concludes this short demo of the platform. I hope that you got a lot of information, and if there are any questions, we're going to be here, of course, until the rest of this session. Let me just recap with 4 most important things. First, with Vladam, you have access to 3 major exchanges and most liquid trading pairs. Second, you have seen that there is an abundance of trading strategies available per risk you're comfortable taking, and there's literally something for everyone who joins the platform. Third, transparency. We show simulated backtesting results for every strategy we offer. The ROIs you see are the actual ROIs and already include fees that you need to anyway pay to the exchange for every trade you execute. So every number that you see on the platform is real and it has happened in the past year. And fourth, integration with your accounts on crypto exchanges is very simple and very straightforward. So we only need you to create an API key and connect it to Vladam. And you've seen that it's very, very simple to create an API key and connect it to our trading platform and start trading. So really with this, I would conclude my part of the technical aspects on the platform and give the floor over to Ognjen, who will walk you through some other exciting things. And I'm here for questions, of course. Thank you for paying attention.
Thank you, Sasha, for this wonderful presentation. It's always a pleasure to hear you speak with such a passion about Vladam platform. I wanted to share some updates related to the upcoming features, performance we had for the last 6 months, and regulation. So maybe it's best first to start with performance. As many of you know, we launched Vladam platform mid of June this year, so we are up and running for approximately 6 months. During these 6 months, we are really proud to announce that all of our users who started with us as early adopters had positive experience using the platform. It was really reliable and stable, and all of them actually had what's most important, a positive passive income within the last 6 months. Of course, we had our ups and downs. As you all know, there was a roller coaster on the market during the last couple of months. But it turns out that we are still able to beat this kind of market conditions. However, we will continue improving our AI models and trading strategies and adding some new features that I'm going to talk about now, actually. So we are funded by the Serbian Innovation Fund, who has recognized us as a highly innovative solution in the domain of artificial intelligence and fintech. And with them, we are actually implementing a project that's going to last for 1 year. Within this project, we'll be adding support for risk management tools on the platform, but also portfolio optimization tools. So these tools will help you manage the risks, but also set up an optimal set of supported strategies on your account by mixing them in a smart way, diversifying your portfolio, and so on. In addition to risk management and portfolio optimization tools, we are also happy to announce upcoming support for new exchanges, FTX and Huobi, as well as for new cryptocurrencies, including Ripple, Stellar, Cardano, and Chainlink. So this will also be happening in Q2 2022. And finally, one small update related to regulations. So in line with the Serbian law on digital assets, we have applied for a license to provide services in the domain of digital assets, and how this may affect you, in addition of actually increasing our trust rating, is actually we'll be updating some know your customer procedures in the forthcoming period, but you will be informed about these updates in due date. Thank you all, and Sasha, back to you.
There's a question in the chat stating, do I have to pay if my performance is negative, and what happens if I have a negative performance for a month or so? And the answer to that is simple. You do not. Whenever you have a negative performance, you will not pay an invoice to Vladam. It works like this. So we charge by something that's called a high watermark. Let's say that you started trading with $1,000 in month 1. Then in the next month, this portfolio falls to $800. So you have a loss. Therefore, Vladam will not send you an invoice for that month. In the next month, let's say your portfolio rises from $800 to $1,000. again, Vladam will not send you the invoice because $1,000 was your last high watermark. So we will not charge you anything unless your portfolio goes over the last high watermark. So let's say month 3, your portfolio goes from $1,000 to $1,200. Now Vladam will first time charge you 20% of the $200 you've earned. And then from there on, if your portfolio falls, let's say to $1,000 again, Vladam will not charge you. In the future, if it rises above $1,200, then again you will be charged with an invoice, and that means being priced according to a high watermark. When looking at your let's say Vladam portfolio, you can have multiple active strategies, and again Vladam will not charge you unless overall all of your strategies when combined yield a positive income. So let's say that you have earned $200 on one strategy, but you have lost $400 on your other 3 strategies. Vladam will not send you an invoice because overall your entire portfolio on Vladam is not positive. So it's a very fair pricing mechanism with no additional costs. Yeah, let's wait here for a couple of minutes to see if there are any questions. We would be happy to answer to really anything that you want to ask, regardless of if it's really just Vladam connected or crypto connected in general. You have questions about the types of trading, pairs, exchanges, whatever. Okay, there's a question here. I'm gonna read it out, but anyway, you can all see the chat. So a question from Stanimir. It says that I expect a further decline in the value of crypto in the coming months. Do you know which Vladam strategy worked best when the market was in decline? Well, what you can do if you, let's say you have a feeling that it's gonna go downwards, you could go to our list of supported strategies and then select flat short trading. And these are basically all the trading strategies that are always betting that the market will go down. So in the past year, overall the market was very, very bullish. So prices increased tenfold. I mean, they increased sixfold. The trading strategies that managed to earn money on the downside of the market in the past year, even a small amount of money, like a 50, 40, 50, 60% of increase in the portfolio is something that I would consider a good strategy that earns money when the market is bearish. So when the prices are falling down. So by selecting flat short here, regardless of trading pair, you can look at the list of trading strategies that were most successful in handling bearish market trends. These are not super high ROIs, but also you'll notice that the drawdowns are much smaller than for these risky short long strategies. And so there's of course a risk of a list of these as well, and you'll see that these like negative numbers here and negative months are rather low negatives, so like point something or 1 point something, 2, 3, 4 point something. These are like, this is one of the better. This is better actually. The ones above, what's it, 40%. So this one earned 77% of ROI. Again, this is not a great return because we have better just because of that, but it's a great return if you consider that the market was overall very, very bullish for the past year. So yeah, if you have a feeling that there's going to be a decline, so maybe a flat short trading strategy is the way to go. All right, it has been a very good 45 minutes, at least from my perspective. A lot of different things, a couple of very interesting questions, if there's no more, I think that we could conclude this, I would call it a successful webinar. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for posing questions. Hope that you'll earn profits with the solution, and that you'll continue using it. mention it to your friends, family, colleagues, and that would be a very good. It's a very good way to earn passive income. And if anyone wants to reach out to us after the presentation, there's our email on the website. It's you can contact us through this form or write directly to info@vladam.ai. We'll respond ASAP. We usually do that in like less than 6 hours. Depends on the time zone also, so bear with us if you're not in our time zone or close to our time zone. Anyway, thank you once again. Do reach out if you have any Vladam related questions. We'll be happy to assist you set up your trading strategy, walk you through creating API keys, and everything else. Have a great rest of the day and rest of the week.